I think a lot of people look at YouTube channels and think, well, that's something very fun, but I could never do that. And I certainly at one point thought that way. It's fun, but you can't really grow a channel from nothing in the year of our Lord 2023. It's too difficult to do it. It's so oversaturated, all of that stuff. Well, I am someone who has, grown a successful YouTube channel from nothing, started at 0 subscribers, have now over 100,000. I'm also someone who grew a channel to basically nothing, with my original channel being sort of a sketch comedy channel, which I did for about a year, and I believe got around 100 subscribers by the time I was done with it. So how did I go from a complete failure in my first attempt to a pretty good success, if I have to say so myself? It is a profession now. This is what I do for a living, is make YouTube videos. And how can you make YouTube videos for a living? Well, can't say exactly how it would work for you, but I can give you my advice and what I learned, and maybe that could help you if you are starting out yourself making a YouTube channel. In 2018, I didn't have a lot going on, quite frankly. I, didn't have any college experience. Well, I had a little bit of community college experience, but very little, and I wasn't going or anything like that. I was, 23 at the time, working my job at the deli, at the Publix deli. If you're from Florida, you know what the Publix deli is, making chicken tender subs, I had to work the morning shift, and I didn't have a car. So I was getting up at like 4 in the morning. That was when I had to get up to ride my bike over to work at the Publix deli. Not the most fun experience, I have to say that. So I was trying to figure out other ways to make a living and do something that I was happy with. And actually, I didn't start off by making YouTube videos. I started off by blogging. I started off by making, football analysis blogs, and I actually think that's something that helped me a ton learn how to be successful as a YouTuber, because you can pump out blogs pretty quickly, and you can learn very quickly what people are interested in and what people aren't interested in. I didn't really have anywhere else to share it, so the only place I would share it to would be Reddit. I would find these individual subreddits and try to, post it there and see if people were interested in it. And I quickly found what people on Reddit were and weren't interested in. For example, I made some comedy-style blogs. My blog channel was called Inflated Balls, which was definitely a humorous name. And so I tried to sort of be funny and give team preview, but with humor involved, and that didn't go well. People weren't interested in it. That's not something that people were fascinated by, because they don't know me. It's just some loser on the internet telling jokes. That's not really what they want to read, unless it's something that's really funny, which it wasn't. It was a little funny, but not that funny. I'm not a professional comedian, right? However, I kind of started to realize if I used something that had a stat in the title, something like a team had this coverage, the average yards against in that game was only this, and then I would post, I would use that as a Reddit post, and people were actually interested in hearing that, because it's something that works on its own. As a Reddit post, if I post a thing to the Detroit Lions subreddit showing a stat that, is fascinating, about the Detroit Lions and their defense, people would then say, okay, that's interesting to me. I want to, I might want to read the article and figure out more about this. But even if not, I'm happy that I got this information. At the end of the day, that's not spamming. If you're telling someone information they want to hear, they're not mad about it, they're happy about it, and they'll upvote your post instead of downvote it. So that's what I was doing with my blogging thing. I got a little bit of some views here and there. It wasn't a ton, but I was able to, see that I could get, I had a couple posts that would get over 100 clicks and stuff like that. So something there, in which someone had suggested at a certain point, hey, maybe you should make a YouTube channel about this, because I started to make some film studies in blog form. And the reason why I did that might seem a little odd. Why not just make a YouTube channel from the start? I had kind of sworn off YouTube at that point. I thought that you couldn't really be successful in today's age trying to create a YouTube channel. And again, that was 4.5 years ago, so it might be even harder now, but certainly still possible now, I would assume, because it was possible for me 4.5 years ago, and I thought it wasn't possible. The issue was I just didn't have the right mindset on my first channel. My first channel was a sketch comedy channel, and it was something that was, I think I made some stuff that like I still look back on and say, like, yeah, that was funny. I mean, I wasn't, again, wasn't a professional filmmaker or anything like that. I know a lot more about filmmaking now than I did, probably over 5, maybe 6, 7 years ago at this point. But still, it is something that I tried very hard at, and I tried to be successful at. I did it for about a year, made over 50 videos, wasn't able to get much views on many of them. A couple did okay, but definitely not a lot, and I only ended up getting about 100 subscribers after that year, which again, if it's just a hobby, fine, whatever, but I was hopeful to make a career out of it, and it didn't work out. I think looking back on it, the main reason why it didn't work out, and this channel was the lack of a business strategy. We all want to just make the videos we want to make and have people watch, but the reality is, at least in my experience, you need some sort of a business plan going into it. For the football channel, I had a clear plan. I was going to make a video about Aaron Jones, and I was going to post that to the Green Bay Packers subreddit. So that way people would say, oh, wait, you showed some X's and O's of why Aaron Jones fits in this team. That's good. I'm fascinated by that. I remember a Marcus Mariota video I made, put it on the Titans subreddit, and people were very nice and like, oh, wow, this was fascinating. Like this, you taught us some stuff about this player in an entertaining way. And at the time, I was just making my videos 3-4 minutes long. I didn't have the length that they have now. Because of that, you slowly start to grow a following. That Mariota video I made, that was one of my first 5 videos, because I made 5 videos right away, posted them right away, and posted them to the subreddits right away. That one got about 150 views, which isn't a lot, but it's something, and it shows that there's growth there. There's people are finding a way to watch it. And then I post them to a bunch of different subreddits. Okay, maybe 150 people watch each video, but then, out of those 150, I'm new, so 130 of them have never seen me before, and maybe 100 of them aren't interested, but maybe 30 are, and maybe they don't all subscribe, but maybe some do, and maybe some just remember me, and then the next time they see one of my videos, like it enough to hit the subscribe button, and you just slowly grow from there. And as you start getting subscribers, then YouTube starts recommending your channel to more people on the homepage and stuff like that, which then people see your thumbnail, they see the title, it's interesting, they click on it. And that's how you can grow. Because thumbnails and titles were definitely something I was also very focused on, giving people a reason to click. It's not just Aaron Jones is good at football, but this is why Aaron Jones is good at football. I want to know why Aaron Jones is good at football. Let me click on that. I had my first video to get over 1,000 views was me saying Lamar Jackson's going to work in the NFL. Hey, nailed that take for sure. Things like that, which people are like, is Lamar Jackson going to work in the NFL? Oh, this is why Lamar Jackson is going to work in the NFL. I want to see why Lamar Jackson is going to work in the NFL. Let me click on that video, right? That's the way you get people to click. The other thing I have to say, though, and this is something that nobody wants to believe about their own content, but it is true. A lot of times your videos aren't successful. Part of it might be because your videos just aren't that great. Like that's another aspect. And I think especially early on, probably what hurt my growth at the beginning, and I've been able to improve upon my content as time has gone on, is the videos weren't that good, or at least, especially with the sketch comedy channels. I think I had some good stuff. I think I had some really bad stuff that I put out there too. And I think that, even if people clicked on some of these videos, they're not going to subscribe to the channel if they aren't interested in it. So you have to make sure that, and this is why clickbait is bad, and also why I think negative content early on isn't the best idea either. You want to get people to like what they saw, and so they want to see more. A big way to do that is to be positive about the player you're making a video on. That's not to say to lie. It's to say only make videos on players you feel good about right away, right? Only talk about the players you think are underrated and things of that nature right away. And then once you start to get a following, then you can branch out and do more things. Again, kind of the way I did it was this was my business strategy to start, but now I pretty much just do what I want to do. And I've now achieved that hope that I had from the beginning of being able to do just whatever I want to do and make money doing it. This is what worked for football, but that is my main way. I would say that if you want to be successful, this is how you do it. Is you have a business strategy. You make sure that you give people a reason to click on your videos due to the content involved and also the thumbnail and title. You find a place to share it that's not on YouTube, but also people won't get mad at you because you're not just spamming the videos. You make videos that there's a forum for that would want to see those videos. That's probably the way to do it. Almost work backwards as you start, and then still make the stuff you're interested in on top of it. It's important to remember it's a work in progress, and if you don't treat it like a real job, it's probably not going to become one. Again, when I was getting up at 4 a.m. to work at the deli, I would legitimately get a Monster Energy drink on the way out, and then drink that right when I got home, and just work until I went to bed. I mean, that was my life for like 6 months, and it took over 6 months before I got a penny from doing it. I mean, it is work, and it is going to take a good chunk of your life if you want to be successful. Now, could you not do that? Could you, maybe have more of a work-life balance and still be successful? Of course. It's just going to take a little bit longer, which is, again, fine. It's a work in progress. Don't expect your first video to get 100,000 views. First, focus on finding a way to get your videos to get 100 views. Because, again, if I stuck with my sketch comedy channel and never gave up at a certain point, because that's another part of it, is sometimes you have to know when to give up. If I stuck with that, I wouldn't be a successful YouTuber, right? You have to know when to pivot and know when to say, you know what, this isn't working. I got to figure something else out. You can always go back and try to make something work later after you have a following. So those are my pieces of advice, what I think works. Again, to reiterate, to run through it one more time, have a business plan, give people a reason to click on your videos, and when they click on your videos, make sure they're not disappointed in said video, which can then get people to subscribe, and you can grow it from there. That's how you can turn a YouTube channel, at least from 0 subscribers to a few thousand, which can, then hopefully you can grow from there on your own, make good content and that good stuff to continue to grow. But that's how you can get your channel off the ground and get to position where you're making no money to making some money on YouTube. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful to some of you out there. Let me know what you think of all of this in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. And one last thing, just do it. Just try it. If you've been thinking about it for a while, even if it's not YouTube, a lot of you out there, if you've listened to the end of this video, there's something you want to do. Just do it. If you want to make a movie, go make a movie. If you want to write a book or painting or something, just, why not? What else you got going on? Probably nothing. If you're watching this video, you can't have too much going on. Maybe you're just doing it on lunch break. I don't know. But there's times you can do something. Figure out something to do, give it a shot, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but trust me, as someone who has had projects work out and not work out, it's always worth doing, I think. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I already said it, won't say it again. Goodbye.